I built a bed frame, and it has a big mistake in it. And I think unless I was to show you, you would probably never notice it. And instead of worrying about the mistake, I'm going to embrace it because it lets us do a really cool thing with the bed frame. Let me show you around all the features, and we'll see at the end if you've noticed what the mistake is. This bed frame is made with a castle joint. So what that means is that there is a piece of wood going that way and a piece of wood going this way. And then in between here, they overlap. So there's about half of this is cut out and about half of the other one is cut out. So they just sit right in there. And then on the sides over here, you can see that the wood goes all the way through. So it just sits flat. Now, one thing that I, don't necessarily know too much about because I'm still beginning at woodworking is wood movement. I left a bunch of gaps in here, you can see, for wood movement. Nothing is really tight. I used these outside runners right here to make everything tight to the leg. It's the same on the other side in all four corners. There's little gaps on everything. The other thing that I did that I think looks really nice is I left everything proud. I didn't sand it flush, so you can see that there's a little bit of a gap on all, or not a gap, but a little bit of material on each side. Underneath here, you can see that we included some LEDs, and then I have a just a 2x4 going all the way across, just a single 2x4, and then we have slats all the way up and down, just with a little bit of spacing. The slats are connected using a little bit of fabric so that they don't move very much. So, have you seen what the mistake is yet? If you haven't, then that means I'm doing an okay job. When I measured everything for the bed, I measured from the side here instead of the inside corner here. And so what that does is it makes it so where the bed has more of a gap. This one corner of this leg, there's a gap all the way around like that. But we're embracing it because it lets us tuck our bed into, or lets us tuck the comforters into the bed frame. Makes it look a little bit nicer, especially when people are over. But let me show you what that looks like. So if I take up all the blankets here, you can see that there's a bit of a gap. And it goes all the way. We don't have a headboard right now, but so you can see all the way down to the bottom of the floor down here. Realistically, that doesn't matter at all. No one's going to come into our bedroom and lift up our blankets and point out how much of a gap our bed frame has. If it really does bother us, we're still new with this bed frame, so we haven't really used it very much. If it still bothers us, we can fix it by shrinking up the leg just a little bit. It's longer than what it should be, so we can cut off the extra and figure out a way of making the joint still work, and it should be just fine. I want to show you what it looks like with the lights off. You can see the under lighting and then our lamps for our bed frames, our bed stands.